Joining us on the program right now, Mr. Daniel Crocker, the Southwest Director for Students for Concealed Carry on Campus. Daniel, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Sounds like things are starting to move in Texas on the issue of campus carry.
We've made some good progress this year. House Bill 750 that would allow concealed carry on campus has racked up 81 separate co-authors. Now, when you consider it only takes 76 members in the Texas House to pass a bill, we're starting to be positioned well.
All right, so you have 81 co-sponsors in the House. The Senate passed campus carry last year. They'll have to do it again, but I think, if anything, the numbers in the Senate have probably improved for this bill, right?
We picked up another vote in the Senate, so we're certainly looking well to pass both the Senate and the House.
And
of course,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, of course, we can't get complacent. We really need our Texas voters to pick up the phone and call their legislators now that this issue has jumped back in the news and tell them, hey, I want you to co-author these bills. I want you to support these bills.
Absolutely, especially because we know that the university officials are going to be lobbying hard to try to defeat this measure, despite, again, the widespread support it enjoys from House members, Senate members, and even Governor Perry in Texas. Matter of fact, the president of the University of Texas, William Powers, says the mix of students, guns, and campus parties is too volatile.
Well, I don't know why President Powers thinks that Texas students are any less responsible than those at Colorado and Utah and Virginia, where concealed carry on campus is allowed. I'm pretty sure he sets the standards for who's admitted to his university. But you and I both know the truth. Concealed carry doesn't cause a problem on those campuses. It doesn't cause a problem anywhere in Texas. It's not going to cause a problem on Texas campuses. What
are some of the arguments that you've been hearing, Daniel, beyond the one from William Powers that students are too irresponsible? Is this the chief line of attack that opponents of campus carry are using?
Well, they're really clutching at straws these days. They'll create mythical scenarios, whether it be that law enforcement can't tell the difference, or there would be a crossfire, ignoring, of course, that not only do we not see that problem anywhere else concealed carry is allowed, but law enforcement is perfectly capable of knowing that there could be any number of armed people on a scene, from other jurisdictions to outside agencies, or just a civilian who wrestled a gun away from a shooter. Having concealed carry, of course, isn't going to cause a problem to that, but those are the issues we're hearing a lot.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the folks lobbying against campus carry, Colin Goddard, who was at Virginia Tech, shot 4 times by the madman at Virginia Tech, and he said, quote, "People tell me if they would have been there, they would have shot that guy. It offends me. People want to be the hero. I understand that. They play video games and think they understand the reality. It's nothing like that."
Well, you know, Colin's a great guy. I have met him, but Colin is looking at things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin responded at the time. He pulled his phone out. He called 911. He told them the shooter was coming. The shooter was coming in the room. What Colin did was he responded to a threat with the tool he regularly uses, a cell phone. Since Colin does not regularly use a handgun, he's not familiar with the idea of people responding to a threat with a handgun.
Interesting. And you've heard as well, I'm sure, Daniel, from students who have been the victims of violent crimes, who are concerned about walking to their cars late at night. You know, to me, I think a lot of the focus gets caught up on the idea of these mass murderers as opposed to the benefits of a concealed carry in preventing the carjackings, preventing the robberies on campus, preventing the, I don't want to call them garden variety crimes, because if you're the victim of one, it feels like anything but routine. But you know, the sort of crimes that don't always make the front pages of the paper.
Absolutely. You know, people tend to think that this is all, as you said, about Virginia Tech or NIU or any of those type of shootings. It's about all crimes. Our members don't just want to defend themselves if somebody wants to shoot them and 32 other people. They want to defend themselves if he just wants to rape them or beat their head in with a crowbar. And that's really what this issue is about. Sure, it's about defending yourself from a mass shooter, but it's about defending yourself in general, having an option for personal protection against all crime.
Any idea, Daniel, when these bills could start moving? Where are they in the legislative process right now?
Well, both of them have been assigned to committee. Texas has some constitutional restrictions about how soon bills can be passed. But the best thing, of course, it will depend on how many people call the legislature, tell them, hey, this matters to me, this is important to me. That, of course, will speed up the process. I would say we'll be looking at more progress mid-March, early April.
All right. Well, Daniel, again, sir, I'm glad you could join us on the program. Look forward to talking to you throughout the legislative process down there in Texas. And Texas is far from the only state that has a campus carry on the legislative agenda this year.
Absolutely. Oklahoma and Arizona have both introduced 4 separate bills. Nebraska, Marion Hammer is pushing the issue, of course, in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So we've certainly got a lot of different people. The Mississippi Senate recently approved a campus carry bill. It's sitting in the House right now. So there's a number of states looking at this, and, of course, from our perspective, we think Texas is going to lead the way this year.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, as a guy who grew up in Oklahoma, I'm not used to I don't like it when Texas leads the way. But you know what? I'll take it in this case as long as Oklahoma quickly follows suit.
Well, call your hometown representative.
Hey, Daniel, thank you again, sir. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Daniel Crocker with Students for Concealed Carry on Campus joining us here on Cam and Company.